Leo Varadkar has came out swinging, folks, saying that he's not woke. He's went over to America. He's had a few Budweisers. He's had a couple of, good old American steaks, had a couple of Jack Daniels, and he's thought to himself, you know what? I'm not woke. How can I be woke? Well, this is an article from the Irish Independent. I woke up this morning completely sober, completely hangover free. I didn't drink last night. I hope everybody had a good St. Patrick's Day and you celebrated accordingly the rise of Christianity within Ireland and stayed away from all that pagan stuff. I see there's a lot of pagan rituals being happening all over X. Woke people in the music industry like Kneecap, celebrating paganism and not celebrating St. Patrick's Day for what it really is. It's all an agenda, folks. It's all an agenda. Even if they don't realize it, it's all an agenda. But to stay on Leo here, I'm not woke, says Taoiseach. Taoiseach Leo Varadkar has said he does not see himself as woke amid the fallout from the defeat of the family and care referendums a week ago. Now, the fact that you tried to change the Constitution of Ireland to redefine what a mother is and to recognise durable relationships, let's have 10 mummies and 5 daddies, is an indication that you are severely woke, that you've been infiltrated by the woke mind virus. And is there a cure for this? Well, we do not know. Speaking in Washington, D.C. on Saturday evening, Mr. Varadkar hit back at claims by former Taoiseach and No campaigner Michael McDowell, as well as others, that the government was focusing too much on woke issues instead of policies that affect the average voter. Now, I have to apologise for one thing. My pronunciation of things is a little bit crazy. It's just my accent. I try to say words so people can understand them. Like, a lot of people from the Republic of Ireland watch me, and there's a lot of people in England that watch me. It's just my pronunciation. I can't help my accent. I can't help who I am. Maybe I'll just identify my accent as being like a Dubs accent. Facts don't care about feelings, so. And he said, no, I think people considered the proposition that was put to them and they listened to the arguments and they decided to vote against it. It wouldn't read across anything else. He said, well, of course, people understood, but I think there's what people need to know is there is an upcoming June referendum on unified patent court. And what that is the centralized control of your medical decisions, and that's a more important referendum for the people of Ireland. Not saying the constitutional change wasn't important, but I somewhat feel like they created that referendum to give you that win, that you've got that false sense of control. But the upcoming referendum that they really need to get the change on, like the unified patent court, and if Ireland if there's a yes vote with that, then you're basically offshoring your medical decisions to tyrannical dictators in Europe. Do you understand me? So you need to vote no on that. It's very, very important. So, that's what I feel that referendum was about, to give you the false sense that you can actually vote and have change. We'll give them this little win. But really what we want is a yes vote in the upcoming June referendum, where we're going to give their medical decisions away to this unified patent court. And what that actually means is, for instance, if there's another flu that comes about, then they make the unified court make the decisions, the medical decisions of Ireland. And it leads to a lot of corruption. Just think, imagine like the American FDA. The FDA, that's what it's sort of like. And when you've got this centralized control and there's just very few people controlling, say, medical decisions and drugs and stuff, then that leads to a lot of corruption. So you must vote no to that. You want to keep your own medical decisions to your own land and not offshore that to somebody else. So I do feel like that's what that for the first referendum was for, to give you the false sense that you can actually you actually have power, if that makes any sense. Um, Asked if he considered himself woke, the Fine Gael leader said, "I don't think so, but I've never really been fully sure that what woke and anti-woke means." Well, what woke means is it's a dumb term created by the left about 10, 15 years ago to say that you're woke to the system, to the big bad slave system, when what you should really be saying there is that you're awake. I always tell people I'm not woke, I'm awake. You're woke. You're woke. You're woke to everything. Those big bad police, those big bad nationalists, those big bad people patrolling the borders in America, those big bad people, corporations creating jobs for people. That big bad capitalism. That's what woke means. That the big bad restrictions holding women back and restricting women from becoming CEOs of companies. But at the same time, these woke people aren't on the building site at 7:30 in the morning telling women to get into the van to go and be a bricklayer or a joiner or a stonemason or a spark or a labourer. So, woke is totally void of any logic. That's what woke is. And that's what Leo Varadkar is definitely, most certainly. Crazy. That's what woke is, Leo. Hopefully you listen to these. Like, people who say they're anti woke just seem to be against whatever new idea or new concept is. But it's popular at the time. But no is the short answer. No, 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 Leo. No, Leo. A good ideas rise to the top. The woke mind virus was created to basically infiltrate society and to corrupt the minds of the young people, and not to say that these people, and not to shoot down good ideas or bad ideas. There's not one woke person on earth that's came up with a good idea. If you are woke, employers are, they have to seem like they're doing their bit these days, but employers today actively, if they think that there's an inkling that somebody is woke, they're not going to tell you, we're not going to hire you because you're woke, but they'll just not give you the job. And I'm going to be totally 100% honest with you here. I have been in situations like that, and under no circumstances would I hire that person, because you just don't want to be around those people. That's what it's doing. It's not about being anti woke. Oh, you're against new concepts or new ideas. No, 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 no. And what anti woke is, it means that you're against bad ideas, clear in your face bad ideas that you wouldn't bring to any country or bring to any table. Ideas that if you brought to the table 30, 40 years ago, you would have been laughed at and you wouldn't have got a job. That's what anti woke is, Leo. Ah, here we go, here we go. Mr. Varadkar also said Hamas's terrorist attack on Israel on October 7th meant the group, an EU designated terrorist organisation which has controlled Gaza since 2007, cannot be part of any future administration in the region. Well, that goes without saying, Leo, doesn't it? The fact that you have to come out and clarify your stance on Hamas. She was lost and now she is found. That's woke, Leo. That's woke. And I'm not against Palestine. I've been advocating for the Palestinians to be free for the past 6 or 7 years before the man in the box told you to be angry. You didn't know what was going on 6 or 7 years ago. You've only known Palestine exists last year, and that's why you're out with your flag saying, free, free Palestine, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, without even knowing what those little words mean. When somebody says to you, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, it means you want to abolish Israel. And the ironic thing about that is a lot of people come here and say, well, oh, you're a bigot and you're a Nazi. And I go, hold on there, kiddo. You're saying that I'm those things. Yeah. Well, you've just said from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Yeah. Right. So you want to abolish Israel? No. But that's what it means. Okay. So you side with Hitler now? So you're the real Nazi because you want to abolish this state. Okay, you can have an argument that it was bad and shouldn't have been created, and the British got involved, and there was people very unhappy about it. Okay, I get that. Do you under do you know that there's 2.5 million Palestinians living in Jordan under some type of a weird dictatorship, and they're not living in the best conditions? No. Why aren't you angry about that? Because the man on the box told me to be angry about Palestine and Israel. Well, do you realize for the past 75 years, the Palestinians have been sort of been persecuted against? I only thought it was this year. No, well, it's been going on for quite some time, and this is the level of dumbness that we're living around. I'm not the most intelligent of people myself, but I can see things for what they are. And this is woke, Leo. The fact that you have to come out here and make, give this type of a stance on a terrorist organization that are not only terrorizing the Israelis, but have terrorized their own people, the Palestinians, and are actively using the Palestinians as shields. This is we went into a regression, a political regression in the West, and this is the woke mind virus, all promoted by the Chinese. So listen, that's just a short video for you today. I hope you are well. I hope you aren't dealing with a hangover. Varadkar says he's not woke. Well, Leo, I've got something to tell you, kiddo. You're as woke as they come.